All right, folks. You're not going to believe this one. If you need more evidence that things are coming together for the imminent return of Christ, okay, here's something. You ready for this one? This one's crazy. Now, I'm not going to get into the insanity that is Joe Biden and the foolishness of his decision related to Afghanistan, but it is very interesting now because the supposed government, I'm going to call it alleged government, of the Taliban regime has now been formed. Now, in the formation of their government, and this is good, ready? Hold on to the seat of your pants. They have basically invited 6 countries to sort of help solidify the existence of them as a government, right? These are the countries that they've invited. I want you to pay attention because this is quite interesting. Let's start with China, Pakistan, which, by the way, they have specifically excluded India, which makes for some interesting discussion with respect to the nuclear issue related to Pakistan versus India. It's a very interesting thing. But let me start off again with the countries. China, Pakistan, Russia, Iran, Qatar, and Turkey. We say Qatar. I just said Qatar. That was the American version of Qatar. Anyway, these 6 countries are very unique and they are very, very calculated in their selection. Now, I do think that it is remarkably noteworthy to point out that China, Russia, Turkey, and Pakistan have all continued to function in their embassies as they have before. In other words, the takeover of the Taliban of Afghanistan has not affected the existence of these 4 countries in their embassies. Now, this is significant for a lot of reasons, folks. Perhaps the most noteworthy of the significance of all of this happening relates to the fact that Russia continues to lay down its footprint as the greatest influencer in the Middle East. Now, this is very important because we know that Russia's existence everywhere in the Middle East, including this newly formed Taliban government, is going to be the very key for them to be able to lead the war that is going to be launched against Israel. And for all of you guys that are concerned about the safety of the United States of America, let me just simply say it's beginning to look more and more as though the United States of America is a superpower that is no longer. It is diminishing considerably because of the decisions of one Joe Biden. Now, the end of the article that I am reading concerning this topic with all of these guys coming in and sort of being invited by the Taliban, this line that I read in this article is extremely, extremely important. It's kind of a lie, and I'll tell you why it's a lie, but I'm going to read this line. A lot of people ask the question, is China going to control the Taliban? And they noted, I'm going to read this line to you. They note in this line, they say earlier the Taliban described China as its most important partner and said it hoped China can rebuild Afghanistan and tap its rich copper reserves. Folks, let me explain why China would appear to be, at this very moment, the most important partner to Afghanistan. It has nothing to do with the copper reserves. It has everything to do with the $85 billion. Yes, $85 billion worth of United States military assets that Russia is drooling over, but not as much as China. Because China wants all of those assets, at least 1 or 2 of each one, so that they can take and reverse engineer it all to be able to build their military infrastructure even stronger than before. Why? Because they want dominance over the whole world. And the Taliban is willing to pay whatever it takes or receive whatever it takes to be able to get the money necessary to do what they want to do. China's got a lot of money. Russia's got a lot of money, and they're willing to pay as much as possible to be able to get all of that information at their fingertips. And I think China is coming to the table with a lot more money. Now, here's the thing that's interesting. I still think Russia is going to be the one that's going to dominate. I think China is going to eventually fade away, because here's the thing with China. They're the Communist Party, the Chinese Communist Party. They want total dominance. They have no desire to play nicely with the globalists. At least Putin is pretending to play nicely with the EU and everybody else. But China does not want anything to do with it. And the Taliban, of course, isn't going to last very long under that mechanism either, because they're not going to want to play nice. They want total dominance as well. Not nearly in the position to be able to do it like China is, but it is really, really understanding. Now, let's talk about this for a second. This is very unique. Maybe we should sort of rehearse it really quickly when we go over some of these nations that have been mentioned. We talk about China. We talk about the significance of Pakistan. I think the existence of Pakistan there in Afghanistan is designed to weaken some of the people that surround Pakistan, which sort of insulates the Taliban a little bit. I think that's why they're there. Russia is there because Russia talks to everybody in the Middle East, and you got to have them. Iran is there because I'm almost certain that Iran is being brought along as a buddy by Russia, simply because of some of the assets that they will be able to manage and control based on the fact that the western border of Afghanistan is mostly Iran. So I think that's why they're brought into the picture. I think Qatar was brought into the picture as a proxy of Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia won't come to the table like that, because even though they still don't respect the United States nearly as much as they used to when Trump was there, they're most definitely still not going to completely poo-poo in the face of the United States of America. So as a result, they're bringing Qatar in to sort of act as sort of a proxy of them, so that they can kind of represent them in a way, in a very unofficial back channel kind of a way. And Turkey just wants to come to the table for everything because they want to be the resurrected Ottoman Empire. You can thank Erdogan for that. All of this to say that everything that's forming in this region is moving towards the direction that we read about in the Bible of what will happen in the last days. Whether it be from Revelation 13 all the way back to Ezekiel 38 and 39, folks, this is all evidence of the fact that things are happening. The geopolitical shifting that's taking place is preparing us for the soon return of Jesus. And the summary of this matter is two things. Number one, Jesus is coming back soon. Open up your eyes to see it. And number two, because he's coming back soon, it's time to work harder than we ever have before. Time to stand for righteousness. Time to stand for the things that God has called us to stand for. Why? Because he's coming, and I want to be caught doing his work. That's the summary of it, folks. Keep your eyes on Jesus. He's coming soon. God bless you.